Hey everybody, my name is Sam and welcome back to Samcraft. That's right, in today's video we are going to be doing another project on the CNC. That project. This is going to be a project that you yourself can make, whether for yourself, family, friends, or to sell and make money to further your woodworking business. While I will make this on my CNC today, the cuts and the design and layout of this is not super complicated, and it can still be done with regular tools, table saw, jigsaw, drill press, all that kind of stuff. So don't feel too left out if you haven't yet got a CNC, haven't yet twisted your arm enough, or your funds are not released enough. You can still make this project on your own with your tools and still make money in your woodworking business. So with that being said, let's jump into this project. The materials you need for this project is a sheet of 1/2 inch plywood. In my case, I'm using Baltic birch. You want that sheet to be 2 foot by 2 foot, so 24 inches by 24 inches. You also need 2 sections of 7/8 inch hardwood dowels. I say 2 because where I buy them, they're in 3-foot lengths. And that's it. As far as materials, you got your plywood and your dowels. As far as tools for this project, I will be using my CNC. In addition, I'll be using a palm sander, a little belt sander, my table saw for originally cutting the material, and that's about it. For you, if you don't have a CNC, the only other tools I would add to this would be a drill press for drilling the holes and making sure they're all square and perfect. Otherwise, everything else you should already have or be able to do on your own with hand tools. I use a lot of Baltic birch plywood for my projects because it is a good quality product. It is relatively affordable in my area and it gives consistent results, which means good products for the customer. Now I'm ready to turn on the Shipoko, let it run through its homing cycle, and then probe the bit with my bit setter. I am going to be using one bit for this project, and that is a 1/4 inch end mill. I'm choosing that because that is the bit that most people will have. It comes with most machines, it definitely comes with a Shipoko, and it's an easy one that everyone should have. That being said, if I was doing this on my own, and not trying to make something that is very universal for everyone, I would be using an 1/8 inch end mill compression bit. Compression bits give you very clean results on the top and the bottom of your plywood, saves you a lot of labor as far as sanding and cleanup, and in my experiences, give the best product in the end. I am including model files for both the 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch end mills, in case you have one or the other, or both. I'm giving you all the tools I can at once so you can make the decision in your own shop. With our material clamped, our bit probe, and our zero found, we are ready to load the file and press start. It's not go, but start. So let's go ahead and press start. While the CNC is running and doing its thing, I want to address you guys out there who may be looking at this thinking, well, that's great, I don't have a CNC, what do I do? There are links to a project plan down below, and I will include in that not only the CNC files and everything, but a diagram and model for laying this out yourself with the grid pattern, spacing for the holes, and everything of the sort. Basically, it's just going to be a lot of drilling holes, which is really what the CNC is doing, and that's going to be the most tedious part for you or for anyone that's making this project. This is a good sign of the proper amount of really strong bridges. I'm able to reach in here and wiggle all of these cutouts. They're not budging. This giant cutout that has been freed from all this material still clamped in there tight really well. This is critical for making sure, one, your pieces don't float around and ruin at any point, usually the last seconds when they'll blow up, and two, that you maintain the structural rigidity of your model plus your wasteboard. That's why I like to go with thicker bridges. You're going to have to clean up bridges anyway, so you might as well give yourself some really strong ones so you don't ruin your material, waste your time, and have problems in the end. Here it is. Everything has been cut. Now I can take it and go ahead and cut the pieces out. The tool I like to use most for cutting out my material pieces is an oscillating cutoff tool. However, you can still do the same thing with a handsaw or some other kind of tool. Whatever fits in here, enough to cut out the bridges. When you cut them out, make sure you don't damage your piece. Make sure you remember your waste side, and if you do any kind of scuff marks or mess ups, do it on that side at least. Like I said earlier, my preferred bit for this job is a compression bit. I don't have a 1/4 inch compression. All I have is an 1/8 inch compression. But like I said earlier, what I wanted to do was make this out of 1/4 inch end mill or with a 1/4 inch end mill so you guys can see how it cuts, the spacing for everything, and also because that is the most common bit everyone should have, or probably will have. You can still get by without a compression bit, as I will show you. However, it does mean more sanding work, a little bit more tear out, and overall, not the best quality job straight off the CNC. That belt sander makes quick and very good work of sanding off all my bridges, tabs, and breaking the edges of my flat stock. I still have to hit the surfaces with my palm sander, and then we gotta tackle this thing. Hopefully the holes are good enough then everything that I can just address the blowout or chip out on the bottom side of this panel with my palm sander. I may have to do some hand sanding cleanup work. I don't know yet. But by far, this is the most complicated part of the job as far as sanding. I'm all done with sanding. Now I need to go ahead and start cutting my dowels, which will be the pins that hold the boards or shelves in place. For that, I'm going to be using my table saw sled. After I mark and measure the dowels to the length I want, I hold them in place and then clamp a stop block in there on the sled so that I can quickly make repeatable cuts at the exact same lengths. The minimum number of pegs you want to make for this project are 10, which is 2 per shelf, but you may also want to throw a few extra in there for coat hooks or pegs or something else of the sort to give your customer the creative flexibility to do whatever they want and display whatever they might want to display. These little strips here are designed to hold the pegboard off of the wall and not only give depth to the piece, but allow the wooden dowels, which are the pegs, to pass through and beyond the backside to help make this as strong as possible. In addition, they work great for mounting points. You can simply drill holes through here and screw this directly to your wall or attach it with drywall anchors, but it gives it a really cool three-dimensional look, which you guys will see better at the end of this project. There's no way of hiding it. Obviously, I'm really struggling to find something to put on these shelves to show you guys that, yep, the shelves hold stuff. I guess I need some cool little things. I need to make some more stuff to go on my little shelfie thing. I did decide to put it here in my workshop beside the CNC because why not? I don't know. That's where it is. I guess this way in the future in all the videos, you guys will be able to see and be like, hey, I remember he made that. Wow, it's still there. Is he ever going to take the blue tape off the top? So a couple of things with this. Yes, the shelves are floating, and yes, gravity works. And yes, you can take them off and they may fall with people, or if you make these customers or whatever. You could choose to glue the shelves onto the pegs, or you could use nails, or probably what I would do is use some double-sided, I call it Stickum. I think that might be the name brand, but it's basically sticky stuff. I would sticky stuff the pegs to the shelf boards. So I think that would cause the least amount of headache as far as reconfiguring it and changing it. If you'd like to build this for yourself, there are links to the entire project plan down below. That includes tool list, material lists, the actual cut files for any machine out there, any CNC. If you're a fellow CarveCo user, it includes the CarveCo art files, which are the file extension .art. Everything you need to load it up and cut it and make it. In addition to all that awesome stuff, there is a customer-only video where I talk more about the business aspect of a product like this, as far as logistics and customer options and pricing. So if you're interested in that, that's also in the same package, and there's a link to it down below. Obviously, you don't have to buy it, but if you do know that that money does go to fund me, support my family, support us as makers, and further the likelihood that Samcraft will be around for a long time to continue to make content for you guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them for me down below. I love to read them. Otherwise, take care, and I'll see you guys next time in the workshop.